morning and welcome to Globe in View on Niger Live TV, reaching you from Bielsa's capital city, Yanagwa. My name is Barbie Mkparu, and I'll be bringing the world closer to home. But before we dive into the headlines, a quick update for our viewers and partners. Niger Live TV is officially open for business. If you are looking to boost your brand through paid adverts or sponsorships, we are your number one for reach and impact. We are ready to partner with you. You can contact us on our studio line on 081 293 40000. For physical consultations, visit our head office on number 122 Mbiama Yanagwa Road, Amarata Yanagwa, Bielsa State. And don't forget to stay connected with us. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X at Niger Live TV, or visit our website on www.nigerlivetv.com. Now, the headlines. Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu joins other First Ladies at AI and Education Summit in Washington. Governor Diri attends burial of Reverend Umar Ukpai, pays tribute. Philippines and France sign visiting forces agreement amid South China Sea tensions. President Trump extends pause on Iran strikes as talks continue. In the news, Bielsa State Governor, His Excellency Senator Doye Diri, has attended the burial of renowned cleric Reverend Dr. Umar Ukpai in Umuahia, Abia State, where he paid tribute to the late preacher's life and legacy. Governor Diri, who was accompanied by his wife, Dr. Gloria Diri, joined the Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, at the funeral service to honor the late Umar Ukpai, describing him as a great Nigerian, a revered father of faith, as well as a friend of Bielsa State. He commended Governor Oti for granting the cleric a state burial in recognition of his contribution and growth to the Christian faith in Nigeria and beyond. The Bielsa State Governor stated that his presence at the ceremony was set to celebrate the impactful life and enduring legacies of the deceased. He also extended condolences on behalf of the government and people of Bielsa State to the immediate and extended families of the late cleric, as well as leaders of the Christian community. Reverend Dr. Umar Ukpai was widely recognized as one of Nigeria's foremost religious leaders. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has donated broadcast equipment to the National Youth Service Corps to strengthen its communication capacity and enhance youth development across the country. A statement by the NDDC Director of Corporate Affairs, Saledi Thompson Wakama, noted that the Managing Director of NDDC, Dr. Samuel Obuku, represented by the Director of the NDDC Liaison Office in Abuja, Mary Nweke, said the intervention would support the scheme's role in promoting national integration through effective communication and information dissemination. The statement also highlighted the strategic importance of the NYSC in uniting young people from diverse parts of the country. Anambra State Governor, His Excellency Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has ordered the suspension of civil servants not on duty by 10 a.m. following a surprise visit to the State Secretariat in Awka. The governor, who issued the directive after conducting an on-the-spot assessment of workers' punctuality across ministries and departments, stated that any worker not found on duty at the stipulated time will be suspended without pay. Governor Soludo warned that the state government would no longer tolerate indiscipline and lack of commitment in the civil service, reaffirming his administration's resolve to build a disciplined, efficient, and results-oriented workforce through strict enforcement of reforms. And Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has joined her counterpart Melania Trump and other global leaders at the Fostering the Future Together Summit held at the White House in Washington, D.C. Mrs. Tinubu participated alongside 45 First Ladies, including Brigitte Macron, at the summit focused on expanding access to education and safeguarding children in digital spaces. During the event, Melania Trump unveiled an American-made humanoid system, Figure 3, marking the first formal presentation of such technology to international leaders in a diplomatic setting at the White House. She stated that the future of AI is personified and would take human form, noting that artificial intelligence would soon move beyond mobile devices to humanoid systems capable of delivering practical functions. Mrs. Trump further warned that the technology could reshape the global order and rebalance power, urging stakeholders to prepare younger generations for the coming shift. According to her, global collaboration is essential to equip young people with relevant skills through investments, expanded access, as well as new opportunities. Officials from countries including the United States, France, Poland, United Arab Emirates, UAE, and Morocco also presented national strategies aimed at integrating technology into education systems and preparing young people for the evolving digital landscape. The Edo State High Court has declared unlawful the restriction of human and vehicle movement during the state's environmental sanitation exercise in a landmark judgment delivered in Benin City. Justice Isoken Uwomwe Erema ruled that the enforcement of a stay-at-home order between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sanitation Day violates citizens' constitutional rights. The court held that the restriction contravenes Section 41, subsection 1 of the 1999 Constitution, which guarantees freedom of movement, and also breaches Articles 12 and 13 of the African Charter on Human Rights, Human and People's Rights. It consequently issued a declared nullifying the restriction and granted a perpetual injunction restraining the Edo State government and its agents from limiting movements during sanitation exercises, and also awarded 200,000 naira as costs to applicants. Reacting to the judgment, Executive Director of the Incorporated Trustees of Freedom Ambassadors Organization, Curtis Ogbebo, commended the judiciary, stressing that governance must align with the rule of law and the public health measures must also respect legality and proportionality. Counsel to the applicants, President Agbokem, also praised the ruling, noting that while public health is important, it must be pursued within legal boundaries, and criticized the state government for inadequate logistics for sanitation, arguing that enforcement has been reduced to movement restrictions. Also speaking, Robinson Ayodele Otuakena said the judgment does not abolish sanitation exercises, but invalidates movement restrictions, adding that it redirects this government to focus on proper supervision and support of sanitation activities rather than enforcement through assets and arrests. On the foreign scene, the Philippines and France have signed a visiting forces agreement to enable joint military trainings on each other's territory, as Manila strengthens defense ties amid rising tensions with China in the South China Sea. Philippine Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro and French Minister for the Armed Forces and Veterans Catherine Vautrin signed the agreement yesterday in Paris, where they also discussed regional security challenges and reaffirmed support for a rules-based international order. Both countries called for the peaceful resolution of disputes and emphasized the need to strengthen supply as well as chain to resilience during the crisis. In a statement, the Philippine Defense Department said the agreement would enhance bilateral cooperation and provide legal protection for joint activities between the armed forces of both nations. The Philippines already has similar visiting forces agreements with the United States, Australia, Japan, and New Zealand. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a 10-day extension of the pause on attacks against Iran's energy facilities, saying negotiations are progressing very well, even as Tehran described a U.S. proposal to end war as a one-sided affair as well as unfair. The fourth-week conflict involving the United States, Israel, and Iran has been spread across the Middle East, resulting in thousands of deaths and triggering rising global energy prices, with growing concerns over inflation. Speaking during a cabinet meeting at the White House, President Trump warned of increased pressure on Iran if no agreement is reached, but later announced on social media that attacks on Iranian energy infrastructure would be paused until April 6, 2026 at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that concludes the news on this hour. You have been watching Globe in View on Niger Live TV, reaching you from Bielsa's capital city, Yanagwa. My name is Barbie Mkparu. To have a peaceful and productive day ahead. Good morning.